Daddy, who's Peter?
Well, sweetie, he's your great-great-grandfather. Yeah. Does it look like me? Like,
Your family story is waiting to be shared at Ancestry.com.
Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
How's everybody?
Doing well.
Good. I'll stop my share and see who we got. Oh, there's Dr. Zhang. Hey, Scarlett, how are you?
Hello. How are you, Dr. Dell?
I'm excited to be here. I'm just having the time of my life today. It's been a long day trying to get all of our new students enrolled. So, but we're doing fine. I see it's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and start the share and get started.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. This is DEOL 738. We're going to do a brief session with you tonight. I'm Dale Lamb. I'll be one half of your instruction team. Our other half is Dr. Scarlett Zhang. She's with us tonight as well. We'll be with you when we come online on Saturdays and do our case studies. We'll also both be with you on our weekends in Charlotte. And so let me start with that. Because these two classes were merged this semester, we've had some problems with folks needing or had already scheduled one class and got in the other. And so what I have done is, if you look at our daily schedules here, and I have them all in one group, this is what we'll be covering each of the days that we are together in Charlotte. And you can see what you will have missed. Now, to that end, I have created another document, and it's also on our Blackboard page down here at the bottom, where it says makeup activities. And so if you click on that link and go there, this is the document that will pop up. And so you can see if you miss Saturday, January the 18th, here's what you'll have to do to make that session up. You review the terms that we got, and that's under that class section. Those terms will be there. You'll review the Salcon Chapter 1 PowerPoint, and you will complete all 17 modules of the CITI IRB. You go in there and use your Gardner Web email and address, and you'll go in and do the 17 of those. Now, what I will do prior to then, I will post a video on how to do the CITI. I'll have to zoom that video to show you how to go in and do that. There's 17 modules that you will have to complete. We will get you started on that in class on Saturday. Those of you who can't come, I'll do you a short video on how to get yourself started and work through those 17 modules. Now, it takes about 6 hours. And so if you review your terms in that PowerPoint and do that, everybody's got to do it. We're going to devote about 2 hours of class time to get through the first module or so, or an hour or so of class time. But you folks, if y'all will review that and do your CITI, then that will make up for having missed on Saturday. Sundays make up on our weekly schedule. You can see you have to take the 25, everybody has to do 25 question test on Intro to Stat, Salcon Chapter 1. You'll notice there's some tests over here in gray. Those are optional. Unless you miss that class that week, then you have to take that test. And you simply go to Salcon Test over here on the menu. And you take the test that corresponds to the class section that you missed. Again, everybody has to take the introduction test. Everybody has to take the Excel. These others are optional, and they're only in there if you miss your class session. Go back to that. So if you miss January the 19th, you've got to take the Salcon test on chapters 2 and 6, 7 and 8. That's 2 tests. So, and you can see how it goes. So in March, if you miss that section, you got to take these tests. If you miss the Sunday in March, I've got an activity on Merriam, page 297, where you have to answer these questions and do this exercise from the Merriam book that day. If you miss the Royce Saturday, I've got an activity from the Royce book on 376. You have to do one of the mini projects, and that would be number 3. There's 3 of them. You only have to do the one, which is number 3. And if you miss Sunday, where the last Sunday where you do your presentations of your qualitative and quantitative projects, you have to video that using Zoom and upload those videos. So whichever day you have to miss because of the confusion with the classes being collapsed, we have a makeup for you, and so we can work around you not being able to be there. I do encourage you to come to the face-to-face sessions if at all possible. But that is the workaround for those of you who have conflicts in your schedule. I'll pause and catch my breath and see, does anybody have any questions that you need to ask about makeup? All right. So looking at your weekly schedule, I have everything that you will need to do on your schedule. It tells you what week and where you're going to be located and what you're going to do. And so you can just look down through here and see. Again, if it's in gray, that's optional unless you missed that week in our face-to-face. And so as you can see, I've got the breaks already figured in. There's 2 of those, one for spring break early in March and one early in April for Easter break. But it tells you where you're going to be every week and what you're going to be doing. So that's the weekly schedule. That's all compiled for you. It's right here on the main menu. And then we have the materials that we're going to cover under each of the, on the daily schedule. The main schedule is here, the weekly schedule. We have all the materials are under each individual class that you will cover. This semester, you'll do milestone 6, which is a combination of your qualitative and quantitative project that makes your milestone 6. So if under our first class, as you can see, we're going to cover that. And here are the directions for both of these and the grading rubric that goes along with them. So it's all pretty self-explanatory. It's all laid out for you. Your discussion board has your Salkind questions and your Merriam questions, has your Royce questions. It also has a couple of questions from your 2 outside reading books, Super Crunchers, which introduced data analytics back in 2007. It is the seminal work on data analytics. It's written, it's a very fun book to read, very easy. It's the layman's guide to data analytics. And then we've got a follow-up to that, which is keeping up with the quants, which is a little more involved. So I highly recommend that you read Super Crunchers fairly early this semester, and it will get you launched into the world of data analytics. So those will be our text. They're here on our course overview page. These are your 3 textbooks: program evaluation, qualitative and quantitative research. The first 3, the last 2 are your outside reading for fun and enjoyment. And so I would recommend starting your Salkind book as quickly as you can. That's going to be the most difficult one, the quantitative book, but also the Super Crunchers. If you have a tablet, or if you have a Kindle, or if you listen to books off your phone, you can buy Super Crunchers as an audio book. It's real fun to listen to. It's kind of humorous. You will enjoy it. And so go ahead and get your books and get started. They have them in the bookstore. They have them on Amazon. They're not expensive books. And so that's it. Now, 4 Saturdays this semester, and this is on our course overview page. On February 1st, 15th, 29th, and 21st, you'll come online. We'll come online at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, and you will present your case study. You will work collaboratively in groups to do that. If you already have some groups, we'll honor those. If you don't have collaborative groups of 3 or 4 that you work in, we'll form our groups on that first Saturday that we meet. If you're not there, we'll put you in a group, and we'll explain at that time how to go about doing a case study. In terms of the PowerPoint presentation, you'll Zoom together collaboratively to do that. You'll also, as an individual, write a half-page to a page reflection in terms of what you learned by doing the case study. So we got 4 Saturdays of case studies. We've got 6 days of weekend Saturdays and Sundays that we'll meet. We have our books. We have our materials. Our milestone this semester is milestone 6. If you don't remember that, you can go to the DEOL handbook. And here are the drop boxes to put those in. But we'll cover that pretty extensively on the first Saturday, which is this coming Saturday in Charlotte. We will cover milestone 6 and what it is. If you don't remember, you can open up your DEOL handbook and milestone. All right, I'm gonna pause and catch my breath and let Dr. Zhang pick up. Is there anything, Scarlett, that you'd like to add to what I've covered so far?
So I will be responsible for the quantitative part of this course. So I don't think like the level of quantitative analysis will be super, super advanced. It's more like a introductory course for you to get to know different terms and different kinds of statistical analyses that's possible for your future use. And then there are like small data sets that we will cover in the future. Actually, we have data sets in Excel files, and I will show you how you can do like super basic statistical analysis with Excel. So if I don't think we have time for like when we do it face-to-face, during the face-to-face weeks, but I will upload videos that actually captures the screen. So I'll show you like a step-by-step tutorial, like exactly how I do it, and you will be able to learn. Like I will literally capture my computer screen and then explain step-by-step, like what buttons to click. And if you still have questions, I'm very flexible and open to like Zoom meeting and stuff like that. Like you can contact me personally so we can set up a time to meet virtually to solve your problems. So if you have any questions right now, you can ask me.
As a follow-up to what Scarlett said, please remember that this is an introductory course. We're not going to try to teach you to be a quant. We're going to try to teach you to hire and supervise quants, because you're going to be the boss. You're going to be the leader of the organization. It's not, you're not going to be running data sets every day and doing analytics, but you need to know enough that you can speak to and supervise and tell people what you want and what to do. And so the difference is vast, but it's still, there's a certain level of rigor here, and it's not going to be the easiest thing, but Scarlett said she'll walk you through it. I'll walk you through it. If you'll stick with us, we'll get you through this. It won't be more than you can do. We've been very successful in the past with students coming through this. You know, if you're one of those people who's afraid of math, get over that now. We're going to work you through that. We'll be right with you. We'll guide you through this. It will not be that difficult. It won't be more difficult than you can handle. And so we're very excited about doing this. I'm glad to have a partner. That's going to be fun. I'll be doing a lot of the qualitative with you, the Merriam book and the evaluation. But we're going to try to tie it all together so it all makes sense. It won't just be a lot of one-off things. It'll be more a holistic approach to data and data analytics. But you know, there is a certain level that you have to achieve, especially in the quantitative. We won't ask you to calculate standard deviation by hand or anything like that, but it would be good to know what standard deviation is used for and when it's appropriate. Levels of measurement, you know, those kinds of things. It'll be very basic. The measures of central tendency, mean, median, and mode, levels of measurement, interval, ordinal, ratio,
Nominal.
and nominal. And yeah, I missed nominal. See, Scarlett's right there with me. The 4 levels of measurement, just things of that nature, but more of the application of those, when to use those. We'll try to spend some time making sure that you understand when the appropriate time to use that. I'm not sure it's important to know that variance is just standard deviation squared, but we'll explain why that makes sense. Just simple things like that. All right, so as you can see what we're going to cover the first day, and then of course you can see what we're going to cover the second day. We have all the PowerPoints. We'll try not just to sit and read those to you, but try to make them make sense to you. It takes a couple of days to cover all those, all of the quant material, and then We'll spend a day on qualitative with Miriam. Then we'll spend a day with Royce. And then we will spend a day with you doing your consultancy-based project where you will do the presentation on the last Sunday of how you intend to use qualitative and quantitative data in your consultancy project. This is kind of where, by the time you leave this semester in 738, hopefully you will have a very good idea of what analysis and that you're going to do, what data you're going to collect through your consultancy project, and how you're going to analyze that data, and what you hope to tell us from that data. Those three things: what data you're going to collect, how you're going to analyze it, and what you hope to tell us from that data. That's what we hope to leave here with by the time we get through this semester. Anybody have any questions about this course this semester? Nobody? All right. Is there anything before we go tonight? I just wanted to get us kicked off and get us started. Get your books and get started reading those. That will get you ahead of the game if you can get your books and get started reading here quickly, and then we'll start in those books this weekend. We'll see you Saturday morning in Charlotte. I'll have breakfast. We'll have biscuits and some pastries. We'll have some juice, some soft drinks, and we'll figure out what we're going to do from lunch from there. Okay? Everybody good? Saturday morning at 9 in Charlotte. Everybody knows we're going to be meeting. I don't know what room until we get there, but I'll have breakfast.
Okay.
All right. If nothing else, I'll see you all Saturday morning at 9. Everybody have a good week.
Thank
for joining
you.
us.
Thank you.
See you.
All right.
Take
All right.
care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.